How's everybody doing? Welcome to the Infinite Dungeon. This is our TV&D prep stream where we sit, we hang out, we drink a little, and we come up with an adventure to run my friends through on Thursday. Let's see, I'm a little frazzled today. So hopefully we can kind of get things into gear. I think there might be some new people here this week. Hi, welcome. Does beg the question, is this episode spoiler? Is this stream spoilers for Thursday's show? Probably, maybe. The truth is it never goes how I plan. That said, I did mention I'm a little frazzled today, and I think I might need some help. I think maybe I can summon somebody to help me out right now, but my summoning powers only work if it's their birthday. So I'm trying it right now. Is anyone on the line right now? Cam, no one might be able to hear you because I don't think I have audio output capture. I made the same mistake on your end. Now people should be able to hear you.
Hi, can you hear me now?
Yes. Everyone should be able to hear you now.
I think that bit went really well.
I think that bit went great. And you know what? I'm fine with it. Cam, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Yeah, I texted you probably 40 minutes ago and went, I don't know, you want to do this with me?
Yeah, I think it's really cool. You should just let everyone know that I had absolutely no plans on my birthday, so you could text me 40 minutes in advance and I'd be like, yeah, sure, let's do it.
I mean, sorry, weeks ago. Weeks ago and
I was
40
so
minutes.
booked, and I moved things around, and it's just that I'm so cool and popular. And no one in the chat knows me, so they'll believe that.
That all checks out. For anyone who doesn't know, but everyone knows, you are Gafy on Twitter, and also Cam Godfrey.
Yes.
But yeah, this is gonna be fun. I know that you are a Muppets expert, so you're gonna really be a lot of help in planning a Muppets adventure.
Yes, Muppets and Dungeons and Dragons, two things I notoriously know every single thing about.
The way you just said that is leading me to believe that was sarcasm, and you know nothing about either of those things.
You didn't invite me because you knew I was notoriously an expert on both of those things?
Cam, I have established our entire friendship on you being experts in those things.
Then, yeah, it's true. I have never been sarcastic in my entire life.
Great. Excellent. Draz says, Muppets, the thing Cam is most known for. That's okay. I think this is going to be more fun than if you were experts in either of those things. Also, I want to throw out there real fast, Goosenberg subscribed 4 months in a row. Goosenberg, thank you. Dr. Cowbell also subscribed. Thank you very, very much. That always means a lot. We can't stress enough. Like, that really helps us keep doing the show. Goosenberg also says this is a Peppy the Prawn fan account. That makes me happy to announce that who everyone is playing. We're doing Muppets this week for March, or this month for March. And let's see, Tony Wilson is going to be playing Kermit the Frog. Carolyn Page is going to be playing Gonzo, and Eli Uden insisted upon playing Peppy the Prawn.
That's so good. That's such a good thing to insist upon.
It's, I mean, by insisted, he went, I want to do this, and we all went, yes. So I'm really, really excited for this month. I think this is going to be a really, really good campaign. Muppets for me, do you have like any history or nostalgia for the Muppets?
I saw the 2011 movie in theaters. And that I was really into that movie for a couple of weeks. And that's the only nostalgia I have for it.
That's fair. The Muppets, the 79 movie, I think it's 79. The 79 movie is my, like, turn all the lights down and, like, cry movie when I just need to, like, get there. That is the movie I just sit there and cry at.
That's so funny.
And it's the 2011 movie I also really like. It I was talking about it in our Discord when we announced Muppets. The 2011, my grandfather was a big Muppets guy, and that movie came out like very shortly after he died, and I took my grandmother and we just sat there and cried the whole movie, and I cannot be objective about that movie. If anyone is like, hey, it's not good, it's like, I don't care.
I was 12 when I saw it, and every movie was probably good, but I thought it was good.
I also really like it.
My family really latched on to the "Mana do 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 do" thing,
great.
and we're singing that for several months.
That's
just made that our whole thing.
It's funny that became like a central part of the Muppets, like that movie's marketing campaign. That is just a weird sketch that was in the first episode of the show. And then that's not like a super mega famous bit until they used it for marketing, because that's how this works.
It really sticks in the brain.
It does. It's great. Just want to say hi to some people in the chat before we get started. Let's see. The state of Arizona's here. Amy Ability. Jamie, Whether or No. Draz is here. The Dr. Cowbell. Thank you for coming and hanging out, everybody. Sarah Bear Baby. Oh, thank you, everyone's. Anyone mentioning? My Drawfee episode came out today. It was super, super fun. And on the off chance you didn't see it, maybe you'll like it. We talk about this show a lot. So we should probably start talking about some D&D, right?
Yes.
Okay. So basically, if you're not familiar with TV&D, we do, we pick a new, television show every month, and we come up with characters and stuff and like little one-off episodic stories. But the gimmick is they all sort of take place in our same fantasy setting that we call Catch-All City. And part of the fun of the show is even though you can just kind of jump into any episode, the jokes sort of all build on each other, and all of our characters sort of exist in this city together. So with that in mind, I think that our version of the Muppets have the Muppet Theater and put on shows with quality famous guests every week at their theater. This is a popular thing in our little setting. Let's see, answering some questions here. Amy Ability asks, would Sesame Street be considered Muppets? Technically, yes, but I'm not going into Sesame Street so that we can hold on to Sesame Street as a separate show. Maybe Muppets is a huge hit and we want to dive right into Sesame Street for next month. Daniel asked if you tried Foundry Virtual Tabletop. I am familiar with it. I like Roll20. I like that it's browser-based. It's easy to get guests in. And also, I've been using it for a long time. But Foundry's great. Is Sesame Street like some... Oh, that's a great point. Literally, Sesame Street, our version of Sesame Street has to exist in Catch-All City. Okay. So with that all... I was going to say out of the way. I don't know what all of that was. It was just talking. We're just hanging out. It's fine. Cam, do you have a favorite Muppet?
I'm... Someone already said it, but I feel like Pepe the Prawn is the answer.
Pepe the Prawn is really, really good. I'm going to try to... This is going to make for a terrible fucking stream. But I'm going to try to find the message Eli sent about why he was so excited about Pepe. I'm
personally surprised he had to explain it. I think if he said that, I would be like, I get it. Yeah.
No one was arguing, but his reasonings were great. I am going to spend exactly 30 more seconds trying to find it, and if I don't, it's just lost to time. But now I've spent so much time on it that I feel like we have... Okay, here we go. Peppy calls the Muppets muffins or muppins. He regularly calls Kermit Kerman, Fozzie Bear Fotsy, Animal Animals, Rizzo Rizzo, Scooter Scooper. He doesn't even pronounce Walter correctly and instead calls him Howard.
That is so fucking funny.
Man, it's gonna be good.
Does he do that out of malice or out of failure to remember?
I think it's out of genuine excitement, and just it's kind of like don't let that stop you. Don't let stumbling over your words stop you. Just keep going. I do it a lot. So I had an idea for this adventure. The Muppet Show, even in our catch-all city, is hosted by a quality famous celebrity every show, right? I think it'd be funny if our adventure this week took place like during a Muppet Show. And the celebrity that's come to host the show this week is my friend and yours, Nathan Yaffe.
Ooh.
So Nathan Drawfee is of course very, very famous in Catch-all City. Everyone loves it. They all exist as themselves in the TV&D universe. I texted Nathan, hey, is it okay if I do this? And he was like, yeah, can't wait to see your impression of me. And
I also cannot wait to see that.
I can. I didn't think about that part of it. So what I'm thinking is Nathan will arrive at the Muppet Theater and there to do the show, will go to his dressing room and then promptly fall through the floor. And will need to be rescued because he falls from the floor into Gonzo's terrible infinity dungeon. I'm thinking maybe Gonzo had this pitch for an act that was way too dangerous, and Kermit had to finally pull the plug, and the set that he built is stored beneath the Muppet Theater.
Ooh.
So Kermit has to assemble a team, including Gonzo and Peppy the Prawn, and go into Gonzo's terrible dungeon.
I don't know if this is anything, but Jacob Andrews notoriously has a rivalry with Gonzo. That's kind of an inside joke that exists.
I don't even know that one.
So I don't know if that's relevant, but I guess since it's Nathan and not Jacob, it's not relevant.
It's not. Yeah, it is good though. It is good to keep in mind. That said, I think we let the chat come up with that one.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna, so this is our first adventure theme. So I kind of need to set some base stuff that we can use all month. So I'm gonna doodle out right now the backstage area of the Muppet Show, and then I'm gonna doodle up the dressing room, and then we'll do 3 dungeon rooms, if that sounds good.
Sounds good.
Great. So Cam, you have never played Dungeons and Dragons, right?
No, I have not.
What's stopping you?
No, well, I actually, that's not true. I have. There was a campaign that somebody that I didn't like very much ran in high school that I was a part of. But I don't really count it because I have very little memory of it, and also was very bad at it the entire time.
Sure.
And it just I don't know. So I have played it, but I just if you ask me anything about my D&D experience, I wouldn't have anything to tell you.
I get it. I get that. That makes a lot of sense. Um, um,
What's stopping me?
yeah.
I'm really anxious about it. About a first
Really?
I tweeted this, and then a bunch of people told me that basically in a very nice way they said that you're being paranoid about nothing that exists, which I believe is true. But I don't want my stupidity to ruin someone else's experience. Like I feel like I would just like teaching me would make a game bad for other people who know how to play. And I know that's not true. And
It's not. Yeah. I get it.
Still feel it.
That's, I mean, yeah, those types of feelings I think are incredibly valid. I think that is an entirely relatable feeling. But these are stairs?
Looks like stairs.
Those are stairs.
That's how I would shorthand stairs.
That's stairs. This is the upper floor. Let's see. And then we're gonna put a couple of doors for dressing rooms, because I think they're gonna hear that there was a problem, and we'll have to get into Nathan's dressing room. And I think that's gonna be the first scene. We'll role play like Nathan coming in, and then maybe some of the show, and then figure it out from there. Let's see. But as you no, I think those feelings are entirely valid. I can also say they are not actual concerns anyone would have.
Yeah.
It's like, especially like you watch like like actual play shows, like with quality voice actors doing these characters that they spend a lot of time on, and that's not really what the game is in a lot of ways. Like, I at no point have ever DM'd a game that looks like what they're playing, you know?
Yeah.
And like, so like, if it's like, oh, I can't do that, no one does.
I also think that and I think that this is another form of gameplay that you disagree with, just having heard you talk about it a lot. But I think a lot of the way that people make it seem also makes it seem like a lot of homework, like a lot of like spending a lot of time on a character. And I know that you dislike that very much.
I hate that stuff, man. I hate that stuff.
But most of the people that I know that do D&D 5e like that a lot, and I think that it's so valid to like that a lot, but sure. I just don't think it would be fun for me.
It's the
spend that much.
The way I have phrased it before is like, RPGs are actually a very broad hobby, to the point where what I like about the hobby and what someone else likes about the hobby can actually basically be two different hobbies.
Yeah.
And I think it's all right to like those, like, I don't know, if you're talking about like subclasses for things, I don't have any sort of, I was asked, I used to run a blog where I would give like DMing advice, back on the Tumblr days. And I would get questions about, like, how do I run an all-paladin campaign? I'm like, I don't care. That's not an interesting question.
That's what you love to hear.
Well, I just didn't answer it. So. Dr. Calba says, I homebrewed a Dungeon and Disney campaign that went nearly a year before it I mean, a year's pretty good. That's great. The 5e campaign I'm in has no homework because it's a series of one-shots. That's basically how I have a group of like 20, 25 people. What I do is I just say, I want to run a game on Saturday. If I get like 4 to 5 people, we play. It doesn't matter how they got from one place to another. I just say, oh, the princess has been kidnapped. You go here. And that's pretty much it's. B.Y. Badger just mentioned a West Marches campaign. It's a little similar to that. Now I'm rambling about D&D.
That's fair.
I mean, it does feel like the place to do that.
Yeah.
If I can't do it here, literally, where can I? um, let's see. What's going... Okay, so this is our Muppet room, and then I think we need to make I'm going to duplicate this one, and then I think we need to make a dressing room that's going to have a giant hole in it, because Nathan's just going to fall through the floor. Like a dumb idiot.
So there's just going to be a big hole in the floor that he just, like, stumbles into?
I think the floor, like, gave way beneath him.
Yeah.
And I think basically the challenge will be how do you... I think it's going to be mostly narrative, but they can kind of... This is mostly for, like, visualization, not for interaction, if that makes sense. So we'll get this one done, and then we can start coming up with some fun dungeon rooms. Cam, I think you're going to be really helpful because I'm excited to get your perspective as someone who is not... I have, like, a bag of tricks that I use and reuse. I literally, like, have rooms I will throw in dungeons that I have used before. And I'm excited to hear maybe ideas that you have that I never would have thought of.
I'm glad that you think that I will be helpful, because I am very worried that I won't be.
There is, Cam, even if you're not, I will say that you were.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
And you'll never know the difference. It'll be great.
That's all I need from you.
Let's see. What kind of stuff would be in a dressing room? What kind of writers would Nathan demand? I think my version of let's throw like a table here. I think in Catch-All City, Nathan is a big old butthead.
That's so funny, because honestly, my real answer to what kind of writers would Nathan ask for, I would think like he would be extremely chill and not ask for anything. But we can go Diva Nathan.
I think we gotta go Diva Nathan. I think I have I think it would be a missed opportunity if we didn't make Nathan a big old diva. That's the thing. That's even funnier. Is if we think about the drama of Nathan is a big old butthead the second he comes in. And so then the Muppets like have to save this guest host who's been mean to them the entire time and like degrading to them, and it's Nathan, the nicest boy who's ever lived.
That's so funny. He has to like just have such an inflated ego because of how popular Drawfee is.
That's it.
It's the most popular thing in the world.
That's it. I can't. Oh, just to be clear, cannot stress enough. Nathan is the nicest boy who's ever lived, and in fact, I texted him befar this.
That's why
about
it's
this.
funny.
Exactly. I just want that literally recorded. We're having fun with the fact that Nathan is literally the nicest boy. Okay. Hi, if you're new to the stream, I have referred to it multiple times as bad Drawfee. And you're maybe getting a sense of why that is. So here's like a mirror. I feel like that's in a dressing room.
Yes.
Any TV show I worked on that had dressing rooms were basically just empty rooms where we made famous people sit in.
Yeah, isn't that kind of what it is?
Yeah.
Like maybe there's a rack for clothes and a mirror.
That's pretty much what it... Dressing rooms in shows that I've worked on have been... Here's a room where the interns won't bother you for, like, a picture. So here's the giant hole in the floor. That Nathan falls through. I don't know how to give this MS Paint style of depth. So we'll do this one. Did that make it better? Did that make it worse?
Yes.
I don't know. We'll all find out together.
I think that looks like depth.
There we go.
I don't draw. that much.
Let's see. Looking through the chat, trying to find. Let's see. What's on Nathan's writer?
I saw matzo ball soup. I saw table water crackers and Jarlsberg cheese. Those two things are definitely Nathan things. Nathan's main thing is not a thing that he likes, rather than a thing that he doesn't like, which is
that is true.
Tomatoes.
Nathan, like I've always had a reputation for not liking tomatoes. Nathan's blows mine out of the water. I thought that was my thing, and then you know when like something is your thing, and then you meet somebody who's like that's like no really your thing.
Yeah,
that's Nathan with tomatoes.
I always feel a sense of rivalry when that happens, and I need to grow out of that.
Truly. I've had Chris Wolf on this stream before. A good friend, good dude. Check out his game Offworlders. But the dude knows way more about role-playing games than I ever will, and that was devastatingly humbling to me.
Yeah. There's I made a friend named Claire who is the resident expert on all things Sky High, and it's really hard on my ego.
Claire would occasionally show up on our in the chat room for our show. What was it called? Cam and Brian watch Sky High once a month until they get tired of it.
Yep,
that was the full title.
Yes, and Claire runs the Sky High Discord. She has a very famous Sky High TikTok. Not famous, but you know she has a lot of she goes viral.
If anyone is unfamiliar, Cam and I watched Sky High for like once a month for like 4 months in a row, and then I missed a month and we stopped doing it. But maybe we'll do a sequel series someday.
Yes.
I wanted to because I enjoy hanging out with you, but I also don't want to watch that movie.
We can do something else.
We can do something. We'll find something to do.
It doesn't need to be watching Sky High once a month every month. Which was an insane idea in the first place, and that was a dumb idea. I must reiterate that it was not my idea.
Are you sure that was my idea?
Yeah, I find it hard to believe, but I am absolutely 100% sure that it was your idea.
Fuck, dude. I get really excited about ideas, is the thing. I get ideas hard and fast, and whether they're a good idea or not, like I'll find out on the fly. And here's the thing, that was a good idea. But harder to pull off than me.
Yeah.
Okay. So Nathan will fall through the floor in his dressing room. So basically they're going to have to make their way down into Gonzo's like dungeon set. So once again, it's a set. Okay. Let's see here. But I think it's very dangerous because that's why Gonzo never got to perform it.
Makes sense.
And I think Nathan fell down here, but then was dragged away by monsters. If further into the dungeon. So what I need from Cam, start brainstorming while brainstorming. What would be a challenge to enter Gonzo's terrible fake dungeon set? I'm going to put some doors here. Let's see. We need some like castle. I'm picturing he's built like an entire like castle dungeon.
I don't understand the question. What would be a challenge to...
Okay,
what?
so this is where D&D stuff comes in, right? So I'm going to flip everyone to this map. What we need is they need to get into the dungeon, and there needs to be a conflict that makes it difficult for them to enter the dungeon.
Okay.
Nah, I mean, like it could be a big monster. It could be some sort of trap. It could be It's not clear how to get it. The doors are locked. Why can't... A better way to phrase it is, why is it hard for them to enter the dungeon?
Okay.
I don't know what this perspective is.
I'm on the Muppet Wiki.
Hell yeah.
And
dude.
it appears that, like, the villains... I'm on a page called Muppet Villains.
Hell yeah.
And it appears that the villains seem to just be, like, humans.
They usually are. I think...
Just, like, some dude.
Yes. So I think I think we'll do that. Maybe for like the last one, we'll have like a terrible evil oil baron like trying to buy the Muppet Theater type of thing. I think for this one, I think these are the puppets and things. The monsters here are the puppets, the Muppets that got forgotten about on this set.
Ooh.
A Cerberus chicken is fucking good. That's Books 8 chocolate. I really like Cerberus chicken. Chicken-based traps, styrofoam stalactites, definitely there. There are definitely styrofoam stalactites in this room. It's all a cavern, but it's all a facade. Also want to say thanks to, real fast, while I'm looking at the notifications, I want to say thanks to everyone who has followed since being here. The Big E, Kralini, Dr. Ram, MD, Koalatums, Star-Lords, One Love Inspires, Uog 101. Thank you, everybody. I hope I didn't miss anybody. I'm having a little trouble scrolling down the notifications. Okay, I like that there is... Okay. Here's the thing. I think I'm going to change my idea here. I think the doors open up fine. The doors open up fine, but in the immediate chamber is a Cerberus chicken blocking the next door. Does that make sense, Cam?
Yes. I don't know what a Cerberus chicken is.
Okay. So in like myth, there is a Cerberus, which is like a 3-headed dog thing that like guards the gates of hell. So instead of a 3-headed dog, it's a 3-headed chicken.
Incredible.
Because Gonzo loves chickens and maybe has sex with them.
Isn't his girlfriend a chicken? Isn't there like one main chicken?
There's Camilla.
Is she a Cerberus Camilla? Like,
I think Camilla is Camilla. I think I'm gonna give Gonzo Camilla.
Okay.
So I think Camilla is her own character. I think this is just a chicken who is a Cerberus. And it guards the door to the next room. Do I know what I'm doing here? No. Am I making it up as I go along? Yes.
You know what you're doing here more than I know what you're doing here.
I meant
that helps.
That is true. You know what, Kim? It does help. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so basically my lumpy gray bricks are like the castle facade. The brown squiggly squares here are the doors. I think I'm going to put some scuff marks here. Signs of a struggle. Nathan has been dragged past the doors. We will find a chamber here where the Cerberus chicken is. Okay, I know what I need to do. And the door, and they'll need to figure out how to get past the Cerberus chicken if they want to proceed further into the dungeon. Which means, so that's number 1. Number 3, the third room I think is going to be with a Muppet dragon, because that makes sense to me. So we just need a good second room. Chat, I need you to start thinking about a second room. Maybe a trap, since this might be like a fight, and the third room's going to be like a fight. Probably. The third room should be something a little more role-play-y.
Amy Ability says, can there be a room with Dr. Teeth and Electric Mayhem as sirens? Dr. Cowbell suggests a hall of mirrors.
A hall of so here's the thing. I'm hesitant to throw, like, because we've established that the Muppet Show exists in Catch-All City. So guys like Dr. Teeth, like, I don't want to throw them down here in the dungeon because they are Muppets characters who we might want to use. Know what I mean?
Yes.
Seduce the Cerberus chicken Gonzo. That's up to Carolyn. The state there outside says Carolyn is 100% going to try to fuck the Cerberus chicken. Oh, man. Oh, fuck. I'm going to have to let her do it. That's devastating. That's going to happen. I can't wait for, like, they're going to think they're so clever, and it was like, no, we talked about it here, like, 3 days ago. 2 days ago. Hall of the Forgotten Muppets is funny. A Hall of Mirrors is funny. I don't know quite how to translate that into a challenge that will be compelling for a comedy role-playing show, but it's very good. Like, I don't want to do like a maze, right? We did our Gilligan's Island dungeon crawl, and that one was like a little rough. Like, we were I think it's fun. I think there's a lot of funny stuff in it, but it was a little hard to keep it like moving forward.
Someone says, what about Fraggles? But that's also a separate show, right?
Also a separate show. Might want to keep that. Which is not, all of these things like technically could count, but we're not in a position to be like blowing stuff off. We're gonna run out of shows someday.
And then you'll have to do a Fraggle campaign.
And then we'll have to do a Fraggle campaign. I'm not a big Fraggle Rock guy. Not out of any reason other than I don't know it.
I had to Google it to say anything about that suggestion.
A puzzle where they have to identify which roles a given Muppet would be assigned to a class. Katie Birdie, I love that. Oh my god, that's so good. And the like, oh my god, if they get it wrong, it's bad for them, right? What's the classic story? We're doing that, is the thing. We're doing it. What are some like classic stories, the type of stuff we would get for like a Muppet Treasure Island or a Muppet Christmas Carol? Oh man, that's so good.
Pride and Prejudice, Frankenstein are suggestions from the audience.
Wizard of Oz is good. Muppets did Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, I think that's why I thought that.
Yeah.
Great Gatsby, since it just entered the public domain.
Great Gatsby. It needs to be 100% sure that Tony, Carolyn, and Eli like know it. It has to be that clear. Lord of the Rings is funny. Sunshine Ray. And that ties into our Bob's Burgers campaign. Cam, in our last show, we continuously referred to Legolas as a beautiful elf. Muppets Walking Dead is funny. I kind of like Lord of the Rings. Fuck. I also want to see Muppets Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. When's that coming out?
I want that real bad. Okay, so chat. We've got Kermit. We've got Gonzo. We've got Peppy. What are the right answers? Who would they be? So basically, I'm picturing they step into this room, and there are these characters that they need to like assume the identity of in order to like open the door. And if they get it wrong, boom, something terrible happens, like the room rains fire. So I'm going to start doodling up the room, and then what I need is everyone to start thinking about who everyone would be. I don't know.
People are very in agreement that Gonzo is Aragorn.
Interesting. Is there any reason other than... I need a good reason, because, like, the puzzle needs to be fair, you know? It can't be the most ridiculous one. You know what I mean?
I'm not seeing a reason.
I need a reason. It can't just be, it would be funny that Gonzo was Aragorn. It has to be something they would reasonably... The game's a joke, but it has to be a fair puzzle.
Surgebinder says, let the players justify it. If they have good reasons, then they're right, and if not,
Surgebinder brings up a great, that's a Dungeon Master strategy I have utilized for a long time. I will frequently come up with quote-unquote puzzles, and I will just wait for something that makes sense. And then there you go. That's the right answer. But I think we need some right answers here that I can say, oh, nope, chat decided this during... Here's the thing. Then we can also push to this stream. Guys, I'm still thinking about this from a business sense.
Okay, chat is now saying that Gonzo would be Boromir. Chat, we need explanations. I need
to be able to... Because here's the thing. Here's what's going to happen. They're not going to get it right. And then they're going to get mad at me, and I need to defer to you guys. They won't get mad at you guys. They'll get mad at me. So I need to say chat decided it so that they don't yell at me for 3 days.
It's like when you don't want to do something that someone invites you to do, so you say that your mom said no, because they're not going to get mad at your mom.
Exactly. Half of these streams are, how do I not get bullied by my friends? Give me accountability so my friends don't bully me.
Mage Jonah says because Boromir is second fiddle to Aragorn, like Gonzo is second fiddle to Kermit. That's one justification.
That's not bad.
Gonzo is Boromir, done with his shit and probably going to die first.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, Gonzo is Aragorn came from a Drawfee episode. And that's why they said that.
Oh, we can't do that. That's not...
Totally knew that because I remember all the episodes.
This can't just be a fucking Drawfee substream.
Yeah. Nathan is just a fun joke. It can't be a Drawfee stream.
Nathan is a friend of the show. And who I love incorporating, and a good friend who I love incorporating in anything I can. But this can't just be, well, Drawfee's not on, so we'll watch TV&D.
B.Y. Badger says Miss Piggy Legolas because blonde and pretty.
Oh, hang on. This is interesting. Are there 3 Muppets that have to get... In theory, okay. Gonzo didn't intend this to be like... We do also have to justify this that Gonzo made this dungeon. So actually, it does make sense that Gonzo would make himself Aragorn.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe it's not them assigning themselves to these statues. It's them assigning which Muppet, which general Muppet from Muppet lore would best be these. And I feel like, okay, I'm going to put these statues here. And by statues, I mean circles.
A statue of a circle. It's a statue from the top view, so you can't tell what it is.
That's it. Okay, So what I need is Legolas has to be one of them. Just to tie in a joke from the last one. The beautiful elf. We'll put Gimli here. The front one is Aragorn. Aragorn is Gonzo. Gonzo doesn't have the correct answers either. Gonzo is the correct answer for all of them. Yeah, pretty much. But here's the thing, is that the other two don't matter. That can just be, they can like argue over those. But what's important is that Gonzo declares himself Aragorn, because that's exactly what Gonzo will do. would do. And that's how the door opens. And if they get it wrong, fire rains down and does a lot of damage. Draz asks, are the statues on plinths? If everyone right now subscribes, yes. If 3 people subscribe right now, they're on plinths. Otherwise, they're not. It's hard because everyone is subscribed right now thanks to some very generous gifts. There's a bunch of people already subbed. Nah, man. I'm smart like that.
Okay,
boss.
is gifting 5 subs.
I guess they're on plinths.
Is this a reference to an episode that I missed, or
a continuing joke of the campaign or of the show has become plinths for some reason. Basically, I didn't know what plinth meant, or I had never heard. I admitted that I hadn't heard the word plinth before, and chat roasted me really hard. And now plinth is a thing.
Yes, I watch every episode.
Cam, I don't expect you to watch stuff.
I do. I just sometimes can't, but I do try.
Buds don't watch other Buds content.
I disagree with you there. I think we've had this conversation before.
I think it's nice to. It's nice to. I'll watch a thing my friends have made and go, hey, good job, but I don't, like, watch it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Buds should be encouraging of Buds content. That one's gonna get me in trouble, man. It was a matter of time before I got in fucking trouble on one of these. I'm unsupervised. Okay, so this final room is an easy one. I think we're gonna have a big Muppet dragon. Right?
Ooh.
It's not a penis. If anyone says this is a fucking penis, it's a T.
If someone's penis looks like this, they need to call it.
They have a wrong penis.
This is not what a penis is.
It's not a penis. You're a dumb idiot for thinking it's a penis. My neighbors are steadily losing their patience with me, and I can understand it as I'm shouting, "You're a dumb idiot for thinking it's a penis." I'm moving soon, and I'm going to soundproof a studio. I have a little studio space, and I will be soundproofing it.
Awesome.
Quote unquote.
No one will have to hear you yelling about penises.
They still will, just a little less. Man, are there any gimmicks in this dragon? I think it's going to be a big Muppet dragon. Nathan is going to be held hostage here. It's Katie Birdie says, the lady doth protest too much. No, it's not a penis. That's not me protesting. It's just fact.
You're allowed to protest things that are bad.
Right?
And wrong. I think the lady doth protest just enough.
That's it. Thank you, Cam. Reminder that this stream has blurps. I can't hear the blurps. Only Eli can ever hear the blurp. If you're new, we do have blurps set up where you can like spend real world cents to play sound effects during our show. And often they are used to make fun of me. Dragon Mutt.
And only Eli can hear them?
Yeah, so that's just a technical thing of like it doesn't broadcast. Eli does the physical broadcasting of the show. So he set the thing up and only he can hear them, but like I hear them later. He'll do his best to like call them out just because it's a technical thing. But it's always really, it's honestly, it was something I wasn't like sure about when we implemented them, but they're 100% a positive addition to the show. I don't know. I really like ways to make this show two-way. Don't get me wrong. I love to talk. I fucking love to talk, but
we know
I don't want to just talk at nothing. I don't know. I'm fucking tired of everything that's not two-way. What the fuck is the point? That's my half diatribe that I won't expand on any further. Because I'll get in trouble. I saw some... So, like, my episode of Joffy came out today, which is very exciting. But I saw some comments of, like, chaos, and I brought chaos energy. That's me on, like, a 2.
Yeah.
I'm on, like, a 2 that episode.
That wasn't chaotic.
That wasn't chaotic at all.
You covered a lot more ground than I think Drawfee episodes normally do. Like, there were a lot of topics brought up, and maybe that's what people were getting at. But I don't know. I didn't think it was chaotic.
I mean, as long as people didn't hate it, that's fine. But
I thought it was really good. Not even in just a...
Everyone compliment me now.
Like, I just thought it was good.
Everyone compliment me now, because I was nervous about it. No, I'm kidding. Don't say anything. But yeah, I was like, oh, if you think that's fucking chaotic, you don't fucking know shit about me, dude.
Oh, maybe the chaos was all of the Frasers, all of the strong Frasers.
That was yeah. That was fun. It was
fun.
I was disappointed we didn't get any strong Frasers, we got strong Frasers. We didn't see any Frasers kissing, but it's fine.
Yeah, I think what you needed to do, and maybe for next time, is every time that you mention that, anytime that they mention on the show or anyone mentions on the show that someone should make fan art of this, you get so much fan art of it, and you gotta say, we need some fan art of the strong Frasers, and that'll happen in 2 seconds.
Yeah, that's what I gotta do.
You gotta say, everyone in the audience, draw me some strong Frasers kissing each other, and that'll be your notifications for the next couple of weeks.
There we go. That's the move. Well, I want to see a bunch of very strong Frasers kissing. If anyone here has arting ability, I want that. I want that real bad. Oh man, chat's just being nice to me, and I gotta say, I like it.
You deserve it.
I don't, but I'll still take it. Man, okay. So this is just a boss room. And that kind of takes care of that. I'm going to take a quick bio break. And then maybe we can figure out an optional room.
Okie dokie.
Like something I can cut if like the show is running long, which it always does. Like the optional room never shows up. But let's come up with a room with like some crazy fucking treasure. That I should start labeling my fucking maps here so I don't fucking lose them like a goddamn asshole. That's the theater. That's the dressing room. Let's see. This is Dungeon 1. Welcome to anybody watching the first time. This is probably... I would say this is not indicative of the show. It is. Dungeon 2. Now I'm going to put this as Dungeon 4. Okay, let's come up with another room because we have a whole half hour left of the show. Let's come up with another room, and then I can decide between this Lord of the Rings room and whatever we come up with. But quick bio break. Cam, they can still hear you. Keep them amused.
Oh, that's so fun. And this is still recorded, the VOD, and it'll just be me. Awesome. Chat, how you doing? I'm currently drinking alcohol, which we all know is a great idea for me to do on streams with Brian. I get very normal and behave very normally. Jamie asks, how has my birthday been? It's been pretty good. It's been pretty chill. I like to stay safe and not do any giving people diseases or receiving diseases. So I have not done anything. I spent time with my family. We got dinner and a cake from the Cheesecake Factory. Their Linda's chocolate fudge cake, big recommend. What I'm currently drinking, it was pineapple lemonade and Sprite with tequila in it. And then I ran out of Sprite, so now it just tastes like mostly like tequila, which is really yucky. But I'm still drinking it. Today is my birthday. But happy belated birthday to you, Alex Latte.
Alex Latte, happy birthday.
Belated birthday. It's
belated.
Still my birthday. I'm still the main birthday.
Obviously, of course, no one else was born today.
Yes.
Or within the month. The extra room should be... Okay. So, we need to come up with a dungeon room. One that I can figure out at the time, like whether or not... As you've maybe noticed if you're new to the stream, I keep a lot of these like pretty modular. A room with a problem. You have to solve the problem to keep moving on. And that makes it easy to cut in the middle of the stream if like we're running long. Because like I don't want the show to go past 11:30 ET because I'm an old man and get sleepy.
That's so valid. Because I sometimes don't watch this program just because I'm sleepy. And it's like 9:30.
Cam, what are the other reasons you don't watch this program?
Did I say that there are... Well,
you say sometimes. You say sometimes you don't watch it.
No, and then sometimes I do watch it.
I'm going to get you one of these days. Fake Mermaid, Gumby Scout, Books Ate Chocolate, Galaxy Lilacs. Thank you for following. Did K-Boss give another gift subscription like 11 minutes ago?
I think.
Oh, that's
11 minutes ago.
Less time has passed than I thought. Okay. Tell you what. Let's figure out another room, and then we can just chat for a little while, if that sounds good. We'll keep it on topic. We'll keep it Muppets and D&D, and then maybe that'll get cut. Hey Dane, cut that out for the YouTube. That's just for the Twitch audience coming live. Okay. What's that?
Alex Latte gifted a tier 1 sub to the community.
Oh my goodness.
The Big E88.
Alex, thank you for that. I am incredibly moved anytime we get subs. That really does help us keep doing the show. We spend a lot of time on it, and it's a labor of love at this point. And that support is incredibly moving. Thank you.
Draz says, welcome back to Brian makes content he doesn't want to be recorded and saved.
I fully got rid of VODs on my Twitch channel, and I don't regret it.
This is going to be the first thing, someone said it earlier, but this is going to be the first thing you and I have done together that is going to have a VOD.
And that's cool. This is a good one to like have a VOD of. I feel like this is going well. But I don't know. I don't know. There's something special about shit that just happens and then goes away.
I agree.
No
VODs, no masters.
It's just like, not all the time, like, you know, and so much of TV&D and like this show itself is like, no, I'm glad people can like watch it later. I want that, you know, we're trying to make stuff that like lives on. A lot of like me playing American Truck Simulator, no, that doesn't need to live forever.
Yeah, it very much doesn't.
Like I can just say something stupid and we can all move on from it.
You can just say that you don't watch any of your friends make content.
Oh, we all know that. That's not. That's not controversial.
I think that it's definitely not unique to you, but you're the only person I've ever heard talk about that. About the fact that you don't watch other people's shit.
Of course not. Of course not. It's
but no one does. It doesn't seem like something anybody does.
And it's not, you know, I support my friends and like, especially if like they note like, hey, oh man, I did this, like something like this thing that I'm proud of. You know, that's something to watch. And like, my wife doesn't watch stuff I do. Unless, and like, I don't read every article she writes unless we note like, hey, I'm proud of this one. And then in which case, like, yeah, fuck yeah, let's watch it. Like more than excited to. And it's the same for Friends. But like in a not dark way, I don't. Friends' content is like weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a weird thing of like all of, you know, most of my social group make things in their own ways, make content in some capacity. But no, of course I don't watch every fucking single thing they do, even if I support them.
Especially stuff that's like Twitch, like streams and things that are very much like your friends like hanging out with each other is a weird thing to watch.
Definitely.
Like,
definitely.
I'm just like, just watching a couple of my friends just talk to each other is a very funny thing, like, to be content.
I think, and there's elements of like you kind of had like, I'll jump in on friends' streams and stuff, but like that's very like you have to be there stuff.
Yeah.
To me. Which is not to say if you enjoy VODs, there's anything wrong with that, but I don't know. I don't really know what my point is. I don't have any hard and fast opinions on this. It's just some general thoughts. Music is one thing. Streams are totally different. Oh, yeah, no. Listen to all your friends' music. Looking at some ideas here. Gumby Scout, thank you for subscribing. I'm sorry I missed that 3 minutes ago. Thank you so much. Okay. So we need to come up with a dungeon room. The room of all of Fozzie's worst jokes, and they have to watch them all.
That's so funny.
We also do have, like, according to our fiction, Gonzo built this dungeon. So, like, we can explore what Gonzo thinks of the Muppets a little bit.
Ooh.
That's kind of what's, like, he built this dungeon. What does he think about his friends? Is an interesting dramatic question to me. But Fozzie is not one of the characters. But it's still interesting. This room is his burn book, Gonzo's secret stash, Gonzo's chicken magazine collection. They actually stumble into a room that's actually just storage. Fuck, that's funny.
what's the gameplay of
I
that?
don't know, but I love the idea that this is
So
just his shame pile of chicken magazines.
is the chicken thing a dirty thing?
He loves chickens.
Why do we gotta make his love for chickens a sex thing?
It is a sex thing.
It can't be.
He is a romantic... No, he is canonically romantically involved with Camilla.
I know, but...
You know, but what? First comes love, then comes marriage.
No, yeah. I know. You're right. That doesn't mean I'm happy about it.
I don't understand what the problem is.
What is Gonzo?
That's the whole premise of Muppets in Space. He's from out of this world. He's just weird. He's just a weirdo.
He doesn't fit in. He doesn't want to fit in.
And like, no, I'm not saying like, oh, Gonzo is weird. No, Gonzo is classified as a weirdo. And he is perhaps identified closest with birds on our planet.
Ah. So, it's like, okay that he has a sex thing about chickens.
Who's to say?
It's less weird than if he had a sex thing about people. So.
The state of Arizona says, hey, Brian, I don't like these liquid-like shapes. Hey, the state of Arizona, I don't have another shape I can do.
What are these? What are these?
These are stacks of magazines from the top.
Okay.
Giant piles. Hey, you know what? I actually think they're great. I love them.
Why if they're magazines, why are they circles?
Because they're in piles.
Oh, they're like okay. So I'm picturing okay. Yeah.
They are
very
piles of magazines.
Okay. So he has a lot of chicken magazines.
A lot of chicken magazines. Like, too many, some might say.
I think one is too many.
Well, agree to disagree, Cam. It's your birthday, and I don't want to call you out, but... Cam, what is, It's so, it is your, like, actual real birthday today.
Yes. I was born 22 years ago on this day.
What are some... You are 22, I think you mentioned?
Yep, 2 seconds ago.
What's some wisdom you have at 22 years old that people might gain something from? What have you learned? What do you wish you knew at 18?
What do I wish I knew at 18? I don't know. I feel like the past 4 years of my life have been a weird nebulous space in which I dropped out of college, so now there's not a lot of milestones that I have like gripped onto to indicate the passage of time. Does that make sense?
I know, I get you.
So like I don't know if I feel a very strong difference between like maybe 20 and 22 or maybe 19 and 22. 18 I was in high school. I will say to high school me, God, I'm
It's
trying
tough,
to think of something
right?
that's actual advice, because my real advice to me would be like, don't go to college for education.
No, we can't do that here. We can't do that here. That's for my channel.
No, but that's what I'm saying. That would be my real advice to me. So like I don't know what like my advice to other people would be, is all the point I'm saying, because that's obviously terrible advice, and no sane person would give that advice to an audience.
That'd be a thing an idiot would do, especially at a place they work.
Yeah, that would be so silly of any single person to say that. But my advice, but God, I don't know. it would be more like try to think not about what you think you're supposed to do and more about what really you think would be the best for you. Because I think that's something high school seniors have, specifically because I'm talking about being 18, where there's so many conflicting opinions about what you're supposed to do. And then there's so much thrown onto you. And I think so many 18-year-olds make decisions based on what they think is the thing to do. And I would say, do what the thing to do is for you, not for your parents or your teachers or whoever. I think that's good advice.
I think that's great advice. I do want to say it's Katie Birdie says it's also funny. It's my sister-in-law's name is Katie Bird. It's very funny. Of like, is that Katie? It's not, I believe, though. I believe Katie Birdie is not my sister-in-law. But for the room mechanic, they have to sift through the piles of magazines to get the thing, which I think is going to be a key. And if they fail, they take psychic damage, which is very funny. I think Gonzo gets to do it for free, but the other two, which one is it in then? Maybe I'll roll a d6 at the time. Privately to myself and just determine which one it's in. And they'll have to roll and find where the key for this door is.
Yeah.
So, the Muppets fight the dragon. They free Nathan. What does Nathan do that is like the least appreciative thing? Is there like a literal line? The Fool, 1, 2, 3. Thank you for following. The Wicked Joker, Fat Dan, Firebring, Axel, Admiral Jane. Thank you everybody for following. I may not have gotten anybody. Feel free to say hi in the chat if I missed you. Melahana, Shundle, Down, Kim, Gumby Scout. If I missed you, say hey, you missed me. Brian, thoughts on my horrible Gonzo Camilled love child monster comment? I read it.
Now I'm going back to find it.
I'm definitely going to 1000% play Nathan as the worst human being who's ever lived. But still Nathan. Recognizably Nathan, but a terrible version of Nathan.
What qualities of Nathan can exist in a horrible person?
That's a great question.
Because all of the things I would say about Nathan, first, like if I had to list qualities of Nathan, they're all very good things.
I guess it's mostly Nathan's voice. And then Nathan will complain while they're fighting that he hasn't optimized that they haven't optimized their characters enough.
That's so funny and so true.
Nathan and I...
That is the worst quality of Nathan.
Actually, yeah. Nathan and I are two people who enjoy playing role-playing games together very much, who could not have more different styles. And, like, we make it work. But we are incredibly... we like different games very much, but we like playing together. But he will definitely shout about which is not, to be clear, not a thing Nathan does. But he will shout about more optimal methods of fighting the Muppet Dragon. I think that's what'll happen.
That's so funny. Do you have a voice? Have you been working on a Nathan impression?
I haven't been working on it because I decided it would be Nathan probably. I texted you maybe 40 minutes before we went live. I texted Nathan maybe 50 minutes. Yeah, that's our Muppets adventure. I think this will be a good one.
Hell yeah.
I think this is gonna be
I'll watch this one.
Hell yeah. Now you gotta, right?
Yes.
Let's see. We got We got a little bit of time left. I would love to just take chat questions. They can be questions, they can be topics to talk about. It would be great if they were related to Dungeons and Dragons or the Muppets. But we can also just talk about whatever. If you had done this, then you wouldn't have taken the damage. It's a mix of Jerry Seinfeld and James Franco. I don't know if I would describe that as Nathan. Hey Brian, what's a dungeon? That is actually, I don't think you meant to ask a good question, but you did ask a good question. I think a dungeon in D&D is, in specifically the game Dungeons and Dragons, is an adventure location. That can be a set of clearings in the woods. It can be a tower. It can be wherever monsters, treasure, and adventure are in D&D. That's a dungeon. Let's see. Who is your favorite Muppet? That is a great question. Kermit has made me cry the most. Oh no, but it's Ralph. It's Ralph. I think if you ever need evidence of why Ralph is the best, look up Jim Henson with Ralph on Arsenio Hall, which was a very good talk show in the 90s. Jim Henson with Ralph on Arsenio Hall will make you love Ralph if you don't already. Let's see. Truck Simulator D&D, maybe. I hope someone figures that out. It won't be me though. Okay. Brian, what is your favorite TTRPG and why? My favorite tabletop role-playing game is the original 1974 Dungeons and Dragons rules. That is shit I can run without a book. Throw down some index cards. I can play original D&D and run that off the top of my head. And it's my favorite, and actually, I don't think there's a better game to play. I think learn White Box D&D, and you are good to go. Favorite game rules to play with, Fate Ask D20. Once again, original D&D, 1974. Maybe, I also like BX, 1981. I believe in that Drawfee episode, I called BX my favorite edition. It changes how I'm feeling, but it alternates between original Dungeons & Dragons and BX D&D. Let's see, who is the worst Muppet? Cam, do you have a Muppet you don't like?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I'm not like a Walter fan. I think he served his purpose in the 2011 movie.
The one that's just a guy?
Yeah. He served his purpose in the movie.
I think if I had to pick a least favorite, that would be a pretty solid one, though.
He's just a Muppet to project on. He exists for that movie. I don't need to see him in other movies. Let's see.
The more I learn about Gonzo, the less I think I'm a fan.
I think you're wrong, but that's okay. Let's see. Favorite 90s cartoon that would make the best D&D? That's a good question. I'm a big Digimon fan. I'd fuck with a Digimon D&D. I don't know what that means, but I'm a big Digimon fan. Have you played the Cyberpunk 2020 tabletop game? No, I have not. I have not played the original Cyberpunk either. Don't intend to. Have no opinion on it. Just not really my vibe. What was that?
Oh, sorry. No, I took a sip of my drink. I was talking to chat when you were away.
I thought you had a strong opinion on
sorry.
the 2020 Cyberpunk game.
I was telling Chad about how bad my beverage tastes, and I was just reacting to a sip of it.
Let's see. Columbo TV&D. When Julia Lepetit is available to do a TV&D.
My grandma really likes Columbo. You could have her on.
Cam?
No, you can't.
Cam.
No.
Cam.
No.
One of my my lost truly lost goals in similar shows we've done involving pop culture and role-playing games was when doing Golden Girls. I wanted to have an actual like grandma do Golden Girls with us. That said, that is one of my favorite episodes of that show. Our guest that week was incredible. Let's see. They have a Digimon TTRPG system. Somebody maybe made one, but I have issues with most systems. Golden. Nathan, how long have you been here?
Yeah, Nathan, how long have you been here? Nathan, how much have you seen us say about you?
Oh no, Nathan said I texted you. Uh-oh. Guess what? We're calling Nathan, Cam.
Awesome. I think we were generally pretty nice to Nathan.
I think we have, of course, been very nice to Nathan. But, let's see. Okay. We've been incredible. There's nothing on this stream I don't want Nathan to hear. I want him to listen to this.
I agree.
But, Nathan, we have decided that your NPC will be a villain. How do I add somebody to this call?
I have no idea.
Okay, Cam, I have to be friends with you on Discord, which we're not.
Friends on Discord?
I just sent you a friend request. Could you?
I'm gonna deny it live on stream.
That'd be real lame because I want to get Nathan on.
No, I didn't.
Okay, now I'm adding Nathan. Hey Nathan, are you live right now on Discord? Which one is your... I have two Discorders for you. Creating a group DM. Nathan.
Hello.
Nathan Yaffe.
Hello.
Nathan, I'm so glad that you're here. Oh, also, K-Boss, thank you for gifting a sub to Nathan.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. Much appreciated. Cam, is your birthday?
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Thank you, Nathan.
Wow.
Nathan, so we're doing we're prepping for we're doing Muppets this month on TV&D.
Yes.
And I texted you probably shortly before this that I wanted you to be the first guest host an NPC of our Muppet show. But I think so Drawfee, of course, is a massive success in our shared fantasy city. And you have a television show and you live
it is a fantasy city after all. Why wouldn't we have a television show?
Adaptations, interpretations of all of the Drawfee crew exist in our fantasy setting.
Lovely.
But I think I've decided that you were a major diva.
Yeah, that sounds right.
So
it's a fantasy world. I like fantasy. Nathan cares about stats, cares about treasure.
I was thinking,
this is these are like, am I aware that I'm in a fantasy world? Like I'm still me, but I'm in a fantasy world.
I think you're Nathan who has always lived in a fantasy world. But like, so the whole premise here is that you're hosting the Muppet Show this week, and
I am a diva about like tomatoes.
We talked about that earlier,
which I guess that's something I have in common with Fozzie Bear. Well, we don't. Fozzie Bear
gets true. That's true.
Gets messed up by tomatoes a lot.
That's fucking true. But basically, so what happens is in our adventure is while in your dressing room, you fall through the floor, which is faulty construction in the Fantasy Muppet Theater.
I would fall through the floor.
But you end up basically in a terrible dungeon set that Gonzo has built and then was kept in the basement because it was too dangerous to ever bring onto the show. And eventually, while rescuing you, the Muppets our Muppet PCs are going to have to fight a big puppet dragon to rescue you.
Oh, that's fun.
And I'm thinking that maybe you're going to criticize their stat choices.
Yeah, I'll probably backseat game them a little bit. That sounds. I really want to hear your impression of me.
I'm gonna spend a couple of days working on it before we get there. I can't do one right now. I don't know.
No, I wouldn't put you on the spot like that. I'm just saying I'm looking forward to it.
I'm also I don't know quite what's gonna happen just based on comments on the episode of Drawfee that just posted today. We sound the same.
I feel like you're like if I drank coffee and like had energy.
We do have different energy levels.
You've got a lot of energy.
Yeah, baby.
That I wish I had that much energy.
I wish I had your energy, my friend. Hey everybody. We only got a couple more minutes left, but if anyone has any fun, let's just do a little AMA. Nathan, that sound good?
That sounds great.
Let's do a little baby AMA. We got
sorry I couldn't get on sooner.
Nathan, never apologize to me for anything.
Okay. You bitch.
You know what? That hurt my feelings, but I still don't want an apology from you.
There you go. I was testing you and you passed.
Be my tepid, like.
It's okay. It's okay to say. I think it's okay to say.
Is it okay to say that?
In the context of the joke I was making.
I don't want to be mean, but you bitch.
Nathan, what's your favorite Muppet?
My favorite Muppet. Did I answer this on the Elise episode? Because I'm worried I'll have a different answer now. I'm not consistent. I don't like favorites. I'm gonna say this right now. I saw that people were posting that like first Pokemon, favorite Pokemon game, favorite Pokemon, favorite trainer. I'm like, I like them all. They're all great. I don't know.
Who's a Muppet you would put a spotlight on right now at 9:30 p.m. in New York City? Just the first Muppet that comes to the brain that you like.
I mean, Kermit's great.
Kermit's great.
Can't go wrong with a Kerm.
Can't go wrong with a Kerm. Gavin watches, says, PvP D&D, Nathan, who wins and why? Nathan, we have talked about doing a show together.
Yeah.
Where I make a dungeon and you try to get a guest through it, I believe was
right. Right. This was.
I'm just throwing it all out there because we'll never get around to doing it.
Right. No, this was. I think we talked about this like in the interim, in that like no man's land period of like Drawfee. We didn't know what was going on there, and it was the beginning of quarantine, and everyone was just like, "Well, everybody's just in front of screens all the time. Let's come up with shows."
Right.
Yeah. No. I mean that does sound fun to do at some point.
I would love to. The idea was I would make a killer dungeon. Nathan would try to navigate it, and like maybe try to get like a guest through it without dying.
Yeah, I would have multiple characters, and then there would be one guest who just doesn't know anything about D&D, and I would try and like make an optimized party that could get them through the dungeon. But
yeah. We should do that sometime. It'd be fun. Maybe we can make that a TV&D special at some point.
At some point, yeah. I mean, I'm still down to try that.
Yeah, hell yeah, baby. Let's see. Nathan, what show do you think they should make a D&D campaign about in the future?
Oh, man. So you've done... Let me see if I can name them all. You've done King of the Hill. You've done Bob's Burgers. You've done Friends.
We've done Friends.
You've done Seinfeld.
We've done Seinfeld.
You're doing Muppets.
We're doing Muppets.
What am I forgetting?
Let's see. We did Gilligan's Island.
Gilligan's Island, sure.
Which
sure,
Nathan, you were in our for a different show that we did. You were in the you played Gilligan in the initial pilot process.
Yeah, we did two. We did two of those. I was Gilligan twice.
Those were fun. They never saw the light of day and never will. But they were fun to do.
One of them we recorded at the YouTube space, right? And they were
right.
Some like palm trees and stuff. And, like there was a whole set.
Those were
pretty fun.
That whole pilot process was pretty wild. Once again, I don't know what we're talking about, but
sorry, I have to release my pressure valve. There it goes.
Hell yeah. Let's see. Oh, we've also done The Sopranos.
Oh, right, of course. How could I forget? Yeah, so you can do dramas too. Let's see.
I will say dramas are harder.
Right, because there's already stakes and
sitcoms just have characters who bounce off of one another in a way that's much easier to do.
I'm trying to think of sitcoms that I'm enjoying these days. I mean, I've just been watching so much Star Trek The Next Generation, which feels like that's already, ripe for that's too much of an adventure show. That's
another thing of like, if it's too easy to do, why do it?
You don't
if it's an adventure show,
it wouldn't be silly. It wouldn't be silly to do.
It's
Star
easy.
Trek The Next Generation.
It's easy to imagine Star Trek characters just in armor instead.
Yeah. Worf sometimes wears armor.
Nathan, are you a Kirk or a Spock?
I'm watching Next Generation.
But
so
I want to know which of the binary you are. I think you're either one of the other.
Spock is logical. Kirk is William Shatner.
Spock is lasers. Kirk is feelings.
God, man, is there? They both chose to be on a spaceship.
Sure.
So they have something in common that I don't know that I have in me. So I guess Spock more than Kirk, but
Draz says lasers and feelings hack where your stats are Kirk and Spock. That's what lasers and feelings is, Draz. That's just what the game is.
Oh, now Dr. Cowbell's talking my language. Data all day. Data is the best character on television. Love me some Data. So sweet. The sweetest android that's ever existed.
Cam, are you a Kirk or a Spock?
I totally have seen whatever this property is.
Cam, what property do you think I'm talking about?
Well, I know it's Star Trek. I lost it for a sec. Am I feelings or logic? Feelings for sure.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like I'm feelings, but Kirk's a whole type of feelings.
I mean, the dichotomy is
right. No, I'm saying for my answer. Like I said Spock, but like I definitely feel more than I think in real life. But as a character in a game, I'm thinking about those stats.
I'm a hard Kirk, I think. Not in like the good sexy
Kirk.
way. Not in like the fun flirty sexy way, just in the hard feelings way.
Chat, that's another thing to draw fan art of. Thank you.
What about can you do like web series?
Maybe
because they like what about like a Homestar? Did you ever do a Homestar?
We've never done a Homestar on any show.
I feel like a Homestar runner D&D would be fun.
Man, that would be fun. Fuck, that'd be really fun.
It took me. Thanks for vamping while I thought of an answer.
No, of course. Oh man.
Oh yeah, Eli would be a great strong bad, and Carolyn could do any voice.
Homestar was definitely like there's definitely a pilot that exists somewhere. It would maybe it was pitched for network television, right? At some point.
You'd think so, right? It's just like you got all these characters already. There's a built-in audience. I don't know.
Oh my god, K-Boss just said a mid-90s WWF Attitude Era TV&D. Fuck off, that'd be really good. We can do wrestling, there's no reason we can't do wrestling.
Infomercial D&D, that's fun. Just a late night infomercial.
That's all. I think, and I shouldn't be saying this because I haven't pitched it to the group yet. I think it would be fun to do like commercials as like a big story event. Where commercials invade our shared setting that we've created over.
That's
so like
fun.
Eventually commercials will be the shared villain that will pick like the best of characters and have to fight.
They're like mind flayers.
Right. Yes. But okay, one more question. One more good one. Let's see. Okay, hear me out. Gurren Lagann. That's an anime. I don't know that. It technically counts, but I don't know anime.
Also, again, it's like it's already an adventure fighting show, you know? Yeah. Like that'd just be cool to make an RPG based on like an anime RPG where
you could just make that legitimate role-playing game.
Yeah, the power of friendship and bros. So you can go make your robot strong and go kill God or whatever. I'm pretty sure that's what I watched Gurren Lagann a while ago, but I'm pretty sure it's about how bro friendship you can use bro friendship to make your robot stronger, so you can go to space and kill God. But
I mean, do I need to watch that one?
It's pretty good. I know you don't like anime as a rule. Like all the ones I've recommended you've already been like these are the ones that I recommend to people who don't like anime, and you're like, I tried it.
I tried it, and yeah, the one I like is Record of Lotus War, which I like. Which, granted, I liked in high school, and is basically literally it was their D&D campaign. That they turned into an anime, and it's probably only good when you smoke the amount of weed I smoke.
Well, there you go.
But man, it works. Okay, I need one more good question so we can close this show out.
I said One Punch Man, right?
I have seen One Punch Man. One Punch Man's pretty good.
Okay.
I haven't seen like all of it, but I watched some episodes.
Just the first season. Just watch the first season. The second season they got some different animators. It's not as good, but
that's the thing. Like I get recommended an anime, and like I watch a couple, like Full Metal Alchemist. I watched a couple episodes, and like I liked the couple episodes I saw, but like nothing like hooks me in.
That's crazy.
That same problem.
That's crazy to me.
That happened.
FMA Brotherhood is such a good story.
I think it's good. I think it's good.
It's just like I remember watching that for the first time, being like, I cannot put this down. Like I'd be at work, just being like, I gotta get home so I can watch more.
I'm glad that it's doing that for folks.
But yeah, no, whatever. It doesn't have to be.
For sure. Here's a good final question, I think, from Draz. Hey Cam, how are you holding up?
Yeah, sorry Cam, I've been talking a lot.
Nathan, what did I say about apologizing? Don't apologize.
You said to you. You said to you.
To anyone.
You don't speak for Cam. Or do you?
That Nathan should always apologize.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. I think chat thinks that I'm probably having a heart attack about Nathan, but I'm really cool about it. Actually, it's fine. It's just Nathan.
It's just me.
Cam, you have to be fine about this at this point.
Yeah, yeah, I'm fine about it. I just didn't have a place in the conversation where I wanted to interject words, so I didn't say anything. But I'm really fine.
That's valid. It's extremely valid.
I have not seen any of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. Like, don't ask me questions like that.
All right, we should get out of here. Nathan, thank you for hopping in on the tail end here. Where can we find you on the internet?
Drawfee.
They all know.
Drawfee. And then my once a week stream that I'm trying to find another time of a week I can do it consistently, where I play games. Nathan's other show.
Hell yeah. I want to do Monster Prom again sometime soon. Yeah. I'm just making plans literally on stream. And
Monster Camp is out now too.
Yeah, hell yeah. I want to do it. Last time we did that, I had the most fun.
It's weird. Like that's the one that like I have the most success I never had that much success dating in high school, but with monsters,
I have never one time gotten to go to prom in Monster Prom.
wow, that's rough, dude.
Yeah,
Damn.
tell me about it. I went to my real prom.
Yeah, I was weirdly enough, I was thinking about my prom today. I don't know why it just
I
like did
also
that.
was. Why
It
was
was
I?
that thing. It was that thing that just like when it just pops into your head, you know,
Yeah.
like you're just like eating lunch, and then it's like, hey, remember something awkward you did? But it was like a whole event.
That happens to me all the time. Yeah.
I'm like, wait till I'm trying to go to sleep. Weird, awkward, cringe thoughts, at least.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, I'm crippled by those at all times.
Yeah.
Basically, anytime I'm around people, I will create a new memory for that.
Well, that's good.
I probably
like, why?
I probably forget a
Brain?
bunch.
You never just get like a nice memory
No.
pop in there. Like you have to search for those. But like an awkward memory, something you're like, wow, I can't believe that there were people around that also remember this thing that I did, and it causes me tremendous anxiety. That's just in there.
Ask me a nice memory, and it'll take me a few minutes. Ask me an embarrassing memory, boom, I have 10 loaded up at any given time. I take a lot of swings, baby. They don't always work out.
Dr. Cowbell, the prom pictures are not for sharing.
I wonder if I could dig mine up. I would share mine if I can find them.
Yeah, I might share one or two, but
yeah, I
it's
would.
not.
I think I have before.
I have dabbing prom pictures. Someone
Oh,
said
hell
something
yeah.
about
Oh, you're a
that, and
child.
I do have those. There was a tweet about them, and I tried to find them, and I can't. But yeah, those exist.
I think last
Amazing.
time I did at some point do a Twitch thing around like proms, and I posted a prom picture, so someone could find it at some point. But let's see, Cam. Everyone knows, but where can we find you on the internet?
I'm at Cam M Godfrey on Twitter and at Gafey Show. Something that you guys don't know about, the Cleveland Sketch Showcase that I'm in on the Imposters Comedy YouTube YouTube channel is this Saturday at 8 p.m. and you should all watch it.
Fuck
Oh,
yeah.
hell yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Sketches that I'm in.
Let's see.
Sweet.
I'm at Brian is a Goblin on Twitter. Let's see, if you enjoyed this, if you came out for the first time, make sure you come back Thursday. We're going to run through the adventure we all made together.
I'm
Nathan,
so excited to hear you do a me impression.
Nathan is going to be a diva NPC, and I'm going to do my best to create his essence in an NPC, and he's gonna be a big diva, and the Muppets are gonna have to save him. And I'm throwing it down now. It's gonna be our best episode yet.
Hell yeah!
Hell yeah!
All right, we're all gonna get out of here. Thanks for hanging out, everyone. Thank you, especially if this was your first time. I burped into the microphone. Thank you. If this was your first time hanging out.
This is your first time.
Thank you if this is your first time hanging out. Thank you if you followed, and thank you especially if you subscribed. I can't stress enough that really helps us keep doing the show. Good night, everyone. This was so much fun. Thank you again, Cam. Thank you again, Nathan. Happy birthday, Cam.
Happy birthday, Cam.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.